Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me. Get nerdy with me.
Hello and welcome to Nerds Talkin'. I'm your host, Nerdy Temmz. Joining me this week is Catnick.
Please help me. They've threw away the key. I can't get out.
Ember, who apparently his last name I cannot pronounce.
Yeah, I guess not. It's Melodica for the reference.
And Hazel.
Fake news, I'm not actually here.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you probably gathered from last week, basically the whole gist of this show is we talk about shit. Mostly nerdy shit. Normally, Lightning's here, and unfortunately she's sick this week. But normally she's here, and the gist of the show is we just pick on her. So, Catnick, congratulations, you're the new Lightning.
Wait, why me? Why not Hazel?
I don't know. You just seem like the easiest one to pick on. I'm trying to start a fight. Anyway. But the main gist of this show is that we talk nerdy things, mostly My Little Pony. And as I stated, if you joined us last week, you know that this season what we're doing is kind of a rehash of season, or kind of a, God, what would you call it? A look back on season 7, which was the last season.
Post-season review.
A post-season. There we go.
That's
a post-season review. This week,
hard the English guy.
Last week we did the first 2 episodes of the season. This episode we're going to try it a little different, just to see how it runs. Where we're going to do 1 episode. And that episode is, I don't know the name of it. I've given up trying to remember the names of the episodes.
Something
unless
about Flurry
Trixie's involved.
Flurry kills hundreds tonight at 9.
Right. Like I said, I've given up trying to remember the names of the episodes unless Trixie's involved. So, let's just call it, Don't Fuck with Kids. There we go.
I should hope not. That's against
Don't
the
fuck
law.
with Alicorn kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't mess with Alicorn Kids. Which actually brings us into our first topic of the episode, which is Flurry is pretty damn powerful for a little thing.
Also, the actual title is A Flurry of Emotions.
Oh my god, look how little I've cared.
Oh.
But thank you, Catnick, for being the episode referencer today.
Don't thank me, thank Google.
Basically, the idea of this topic is to Flurry Heart and just how freaking powerful that little thing is. I don't like Flurry Heart. I really don't. I feel like they've made her way too OP. And it was an obvious ploy to sell toys.
This entire show is a
that's
somewhat obvious ploy to sell toys.
Yeah, that's a reason for existing, but
Right. But I mean, like, this was like, fuck, we have this toy design, what do we do? Let's have Cadence get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean...
Crystal, everything.
I don't actually remember Crystal toys, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Crystal Empire itself got toys.
I mean, I thought
they had to.
There was that line of crystal blind bags, but besides that...
Besides that, yeah, no, I don't think they actually have.
Man, they really, really, really did not take advantage of the shiny
I
things.
I will say Equestria Girls is getting some pretty interesting toys here soon. Hashtag Trixie in a bikini.
Oh my.
Hashtag anatomically correct.
Hashtag Sunset Shimmer in a bikini.
Hashtag that's not creepy at all.
You think I didn't think about that, sir? Or madam? I can't be expected to keep up with all y'all's genders and non-genders and gender binaries and Pokemans.
Pokemans.
From now on, everyone will identify as a Pokemon. I am a Scyther. Thank you very much.
What Pidgeot?
Please don't remind me about Pokemon. I just realized today that they're making a live-action Pikachu detective movie.
Which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Excited
later.
for that conversation.
But yes, Flurry Heart to me, it's just I don't get, other than for like Kat said, to be able to sell toys. I don't get why they decided this needed to be a character. It's more of an annoyance to me than funny. You know, like yay, it's the cute little baby. Oh God, it's got powers that could kill us all.
Too many fingers were pointing at Starlight. They had to throw off the heat somehow.
It's like they were like, how can we make this baby intimidating and people like it? Let's give it the biggest fucking eyes imaginable. That won't be creepy.
I'm surprised you went to the eyes and not the wings.
Yeah, the wings were my thing. Yeah, like she's got big ass wings for a foal. Look at fucking.
Was it Pound? Is the one with the wings?
I think so.
I mean, they just had normal-sized wings for
Yeah.
those.
That's what I mean. Is when Pound and Pumpkin were first introduced, they were fine. Like they didn't have they didn't have any. Well, I mean, they had powers, but they weren't like, oh my God, everybody died. Whereas with Flurry Heart, it's that first picture is adorable. I don't know why. And then there's the Flurry Heart pictures, which get less adorable. Thing is Satan. Was it the pony anthology thing that had her where she gets the crystal powers and she goes, I am your god now.
Bring me your virgins.
Bring me your virgins. Wait, is it I thought Pumpkin was the female and the female was the unicorn.
Does it matter?
Well, Morality is correcting me in the chat, so yes, it kind of does. I am confused. Which one of the twins is which?
They are both monsters.
Yeah, Pound is the unicorn.
Yeah.
Pound is the unicorn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, son of a shit. No, wait.
No.
Yeah, we're all wrong about this.
I knew it! I knew Pound was the Pegasus.
I was about to hit up Google, but thanks, Morality, for.
Yeah, thank you.
I am. Ha ha! Temmz isn't as crazy as everyone thought.
No, you're definitely as crazy as everyone thinks.
Ha ha! Temmz won Universe 20. Okay, so does anyone have anything they would like to say about the little ball of Satan?
She's kind of grown on me.
I will say this episode she was more adorable than she was in her intro episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
But
and they do a very good job of not making her sound like an annoying baby.
Much better than the first couple of episodes that they did with her. Anyway.
It's either Tabitha St. Germain or Andrea Libman that voices her.
We can actually look that up with the power of the internets.
To IMDb! Now watch. I not only got the actress wrong, but it's none of the ones I named. Go ahead. Just this is how I do. I don't like you anymore, Morality. Of course, I say that. Yay! Temmy 2, Universe 50. Don't ask me how the number went up from 20 in the last 2 minutes.
Well, it's the universe. They kind of.
Every time I speak, a baby is born somewhere.
Also, apparently, Tabitha plays Pound Cake and Andrea plays Pumpkin.
Right. I knew the twins were voiced by them, but I didn't know. See, here's the thing. It's my understanding that in this show, there's a joke that you can throw a stone, and it's usually either, if it's a new character, it's usually either Tabitha or it's Andrea.
Yeah.
I think isn't it out of like all of them, like Tabitha carries like the most voices in the entire show?
Fun fact, she was originally going to be the voice of Octavia before they decided to give not Kelly Sheridan, the voice of Arya. The girl that voiced Arya voices Octavia. And they just decided they wanted to give her a role in the main series as well. So, life goes on. Anybody have anything else to add before we move on? Anything else to say about little Flurry Heart Satan bitch? Like I said, she grew on me this episode, but it's still not enough to redeem the Satanism of her in the last time she appeared. All right, so moving on, our next topic is Spearhead's art. I'd like to start by saying Spearhead has seen some shit. I mean, I imagine
he's just trapped in his own head, seeing shit he made up.
I don't know what was it? 1,000 Hallways and 1,000 Nights of Darkness, and they just stare at it for a minute before going, "Yeah, that would be pretty dark." God, that line alone just shows that poor Spearhead, man. You gotta wonder:
is this art or mistake?
Is this art or mistake? Like what?
Art
all I
is
can
what...
think about is the anthology making fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
The what?
Part in the anthology that makes fun of them.
Oh yeah, the deep dark secret thing where he's standing in a dark hallway thing.
But also, there's also that part with the derpy looking Twilight.
I also like how he thought the trash can was art.
I mean, I'm sure you've said some silly stuff whenever you're completely out of it. So, I don't judge him too much for that.
I mean, it's modern art. You can get away with a lot.
You gotta question, like the one that's on the stream now with the hoof prints. You gotta question what started that. Is it like Morse code? Is he crying out in pain?
I think he's angry, but what I want to know is why is there so many different sizes and shapes of these?
Maybe he's got a wife and he had her help out. Spearhead X.
Prince.
Hashtag Spearhead X Applejack.
Little smudges in there too.
Like
a rabbit tracks or something.
Oh my god, I know what this was. They were trying to find the perfect position. Okay, moving on to the next piece of art.
Oh, that's all I have. There's only 3, and I only grabbed 2 because only 2 had a name. The other one was that weird one with fields and the...
So there was also like a tiny one that reminded them of how tiny Flurry was.
Yeah, just that little tiny trophy thing.
They kind of just started seeing that in everything.
That's what I mean, though, is they just started... And that's what I was also going to say is, man, they are the typical parents. Just... Like, they have become... In this episode, they became pretty much one note.
Yeah.
Characters where it's like, oh no, if Flurry Heart's not on screen, we're in pain.
Unfortunately.
This reminds me of the time she got in the kitchen and something, and then she got into the kitchen knives and she killed that guard. Do you remember that, honey? That was.
Oh no.
Are you okay, Tammy? Do we need to talk about like something you
And
did?
then she looked at us with those big glaring red eyes and said, "Sacrifice the gods." This is what Flurry Heart episodes do to me, man.
They make you think of murderous babies.
Does she not remind you of a murderer?
No, not at all.
She doesn't look like it to me. She doesn't float nearly as well as she should.
I got that reference.
Wow.
Now I have an image of Flurry Heart's eyes glowing red as she says they all float down here. Thanks, Cat!
Actually, she did make everything float at one point.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay, so does anyone have anything they'd like to say about Mr. Spearhead and his art? I've got 3 people here. Someone's got to have opinions.
Modern art. Woo! I don't know.
That basically sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, look at all this modern art.
See, this is the problem when we have an episode that doesn't really
Speak to us.
This was literally the best. I mean, it was a good episode, but this is literally the best. Like, oh, fuck!
Spearhead's art speaks to me more than the episode does.
Yeah, I have to
I
say
just
that.
realized that I never actually added the most important topic of all. I didn't even do it last week. And none of you called me out on it.
Oh.
Opinions of the episode.
Oh.
Lightning
Yeah,
called you
we
out,
never
actually.
Yeah, Lightning
And-
did call you out.
Okay, so this one is just a side topic. It's not really up for discussion, but if you guys want to discuss it, fine. I mean, we got time to kill. But basically, I would like to point out that My Little Pony snuck in a Bay joke. For those that don't know what Bay is, Bay stands for before everything else. Or before all else, sorry. Before all else. And it also means poop. It is I want to say Danish or Polish for poop. And yet it has become a trend to call the one you love the most Bay. Well, Twilight managed to sneak a joke in there and called herself Bay. And Spike was like, "What does that mean?" "Best aunt ever."
Oh dear.
That's a beautiful Twilight impersonation.
Fuck you, My Little Pony. Fuck you and your cultural references and your Game Boys and your Poke. Oh wait, no, that's children.
I mean, they do have gay girls.
Stupid.
At least as
My
the books
Little-
are concerned.
Stupid My Little Pony. Make me watch you every week you're on, and I try to pull myself out, and you frickin' pull me back in with your stupid... So our next topic, I don't... Oddly enough, this goes over people's heads, but Grogar got mentioned for the 3rd time in this series. For those that don't know what Grogar is, I hate myself for actually having to have researched this. Grogar was one of the worst villains. When I say worst, I mean baddest. Like, he was evil as hell. That the first generation of MLP ever faced. They also faced Tyrek and a couple others. But Grogar was like the big bad one. And once again, we find he's been mentioned in this series. So I'm starting to wonder, do you guys speculate that this might mean he could be a future villain?
I don't even remember them ever mentioning
I mean,
someone
is
by
it
that name.
possible?
I literally just watched the episode after I saw
Yeah.
topics too, and I still didn't remember.
I mean,
Well-
it's possible if they're really gonna drag this out really far. Yes, they're gonna need more villains as it is. So it's always a possibility. Don't rule anything out.
I mean,
Well-
they've already brought back Sea ponies, Tyrek. What's
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't rule anything out, because, you know, it's just sort of...
Shooby-doo, motherfuckers. Shooby-doo.
I'm honestly surprised that you make a joke about that. Not
And
even
that
one.
is a topic for a completely different episode of this show.
That's true.
Just giving you a little warning.
We
there.
will get there.
But the first time I think Krogar would Grogar was mentioned
Grogar.
was in the Griffin episode, Griffinstone, where he was the one that terrorized the Griffin Kingdom. And supposedly they found his skull sitting in the canyon. Remember the one where they brought Gilda back and they made us actually feel sorry for her, and I wanted to murder all the writers because they redeemed Gilda, which is a sin.
I mean, they also introduced the one true pairing to end all true pairings.
Pinky X statue. Yeah, they did do that. But the key thing is that they mentioned Grogar. And I swear to God he was mentioned again in another episode, but I can't remember which one.
I don't remember him being mentioned, so...
If you give me just a moment... Cat, do something funny.
Wait, why me?
Because you're the
Here.
funny one.
Here's my streaming setup for Pokemons. Whee! I don't know, I'm just messing around with OBS right now.
That's impressive, actually.
Although streaming a 3DS over Wi-Fi is very terrible, especially when it's over.
I don't
Why
want
would you
Gen
do that?
1.
Because I don't have a hard modded 3DS, so I can't just do that.
My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Grogar.
Yeah, I'm wanting to stream the Switch when I get one, but I really don't want to fork over the $100 it'll cost to get a
The
the
streaming
thing.
module?
Yeah.
Well, they are coming out for they're supposed to do hardware encoding to stream directly from the screen eventually. So
I mean, yeah, but then I have to figure out like the base audio and visual for like me.
yeah. Fair enough. Well,
And I want to record it and upload it to
Well,
YouTube.
never mind. Apparently, I was wrong. This is the second time he was ever mentioned in the series. But still, they keep mentioning him, keep bringing him up. So it's possible that he could pop up again, that he could become a villain.
I mean, the second time could just be a callback to the first.
Why
Not the first time they
is
done kind of
the
obscure
stream
reference to a past episode.
picture of Twilight covered in green stuff?
Because when is it not relevant?
What was she doing with the smooths?
Rolling around in it, obviously.
Twilight, you naughty, naughty minx. Didn't know you were into that. I'm sorry, this is literally the first thing. Like, I popped back on, and there's more pictures of them in green stuff. It gets better!
I mean, it could be worse. Someone could color code that to change it to white.
Oh, don't give people ideas, Catnick. You know this is the
dear.
internet.
Let me put it this way: it probably already exists.
Braziers. The thing is, at one point in the episode, Spike squirts her with milk from the milk bottle.
That's true.
I
I was almost got that
guarantee you-
screenshot, but I didn't.
I guarantee you there's already a Braziers meme of that.
Brazzers, you mean?
Braziers,
Brazier.
whatever.
Is it Braziers or Braziers?
Yeah, it's
Because I always
Brazzers.
called it
There's no
Braziers.
I don't English good, okay?
Well, it doesn't have an
I think
I in
it's
it, so
Spanish.
it's definitely Brazzers.
Very
Look,
important.
you weren't here earlier when I called Ember Melodica, okay?
Melodica.
It's Melodonka.
Melodica. Like the instrument. Come on.
don't even know what instrument that is.
You don't know what a melodica is?
Nobody
No.
asked your opinion ever, CatnickFl.
Okay, so a melodica is like a harmonica, but with melody instead of harmony.
Oh, I was gonna say a box of
There's a
chocolates.
difference.
There is a difference. Look, here is a picture. Hold on, let me just pull this up on stream
Nerds
as well,
talking,
so
ladies
that
and
they
gentlemen.
know what's going on here.
This is a nerdy thing.
Where we get so off topic that
Okay,
somehow we're now
this-
talking about musical instruments. Even without lightning.
What is that thing?
That's a melodica.
Oh, I've seen those things.
That looks
There's
like
this girl that goes around conventions and she plays that, following people and playing their theme songs.
that looks like an inflatable guitar or guitar.
An inflatable guitar.
Nobody correct him. Nobody correct him. Nobody correct him.
All right, we'll
It
move
makes
on.
it funnier.
Okay, what was the next
Okay.
topic?
Well, the next topic is an unofficial topic that isn't in the group chat.
Closing thoughts?
Opinions of the episode. Yes, closing thoughts, opinions of the episode. Personally, I like I said, I liked the episode. It was a fun little episode. Hard as balls to come up with topics for, though.
Yeah, well,
But- I mean, I'm sure there's been episodes in the past where I've had worse problems coming up with topics, but Jesus Christ.
It's a tropey episode. It's full of tropes. Hard to write about tropes. Basically, all boils down to, man, they did this thing, and we'd be like, yeah, they did this thing.
And then ponies.
And then
Hashtag
musical
that-
instruments about inflatable
Hashtag that
guitars.
narrowly. Again, nobody correct him.
No, at this point, I'm just running with it.
Yes, Cat, that is a guitar. Incidentally, Cat, it's your turn. What do you think of the eps?
I mean, I was going to watch it again today, but then I completely forgot about it and got distracted by things. So I'm going off
Inflatable
memory
guitars?
here.
By inflatable guitars, yeah.
So I mean, it was okay. It was mildly interesting. I like Twilight getting put in her place,
Yeah, take that, Twilight, fucking bitch.
trying to be a free soul.
Do your thing. I will say she could have told them the truth.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to go on about, is that, like, they're... Well, that's not my turn, so I'm there.
No, you go right ahead. I'm
Yeah,
done.
you're fine.
Okay. Well, so, like, this whole, like... The problem that I've been having with the show as of late is that a lot of things can be avoided, but just aren't being avoided through like things that are just going wrong because they can. And this is one of those episodes where it's just like, you could have just said, I'm busy today. It's not like it's not the end of the world. And I don't know. It just...
And
I don't
in
know.
the end, they just came running back anyway before they
Yeah.
were done.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I hate to say it, but they couldn't. Why couldn't they have taken her to the museum? You know, just taking her with
And
them.
before the entire museum is destroyed.
I
That
mean,
would
would
happen.
that not have
Our
been?
museum destroyed by rampaging baby tonight at 10.
Just imagine seeing masked keys all
The-
over.
The image on the news is Shining Armor trying to talk her down from the top of the goddamn museum as she's carrying
Yeah.
Spearhead's dead body and a shield.
Oh. Also, the picture that's currently on stream explains is my current creativity. Darkness.
Oh,
Darkness,
I was
darkness.
gonna say that what's currently the image on the stream is my thoughts on the episode, which
Darkness.
for the native chat is
And-
this.
Darkness, just endless darkness.
Endless darkness. That's my thoughts on the episode.
Or was it 1,000 hallways and 1,000 nights or some shit?
It's 1,000 nights in a hallway.
1,000 nights in a dark hallway.
You didn't even say it with pizzazz. It's
You know,
1,000 nights in a dark hallway.
It's not even a
or
dark
whatever.
hallway. It's just 1,000 nights in a hallway.
Pretty sure he said.
No, I wrote it down
Something,
on
something,
the
thousand
name
dark, something, something nights.
of this image as I was watching go, and it is definitely
Well,
1,000
Noun,
nights
number,
in a hallway.
adjective, verb, apostrophe.
well,
S.
since everybody's given their opinion on this debacle of an episode that was both good and bad at the same time, thank
Yeah.
you, bro.
Dab.
Let's move on to the next section of our show, in which we are split into 3 different categories. The first being news with Ember. TM.
Okay. There you are. So, the big news this week was about Disney again, actually. But this time, it was about EA and Battlefront 2.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So my top.
So you already know where I'm
You
going
know-
with this.
Yeah,
I hate-
I know exactly what
I-
you're talking about. Yeah.
I hate to say I told you so, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Battlefront 2, they decided that it was a good idea to either spend hundreds of hours in order to unlock
Thousands.
things.
Thousands. It's
Thousands, okay.
500 hours.
I was not aware of that number. Holy shit.
I think something about
It's more- it's
4,000
more
hours.
than 3/4 of a year straight.
Or
Yeah,
you could
like
pay them a bunch of
right.
money in order to
$2,100,
get that stuff
yeah.
ahead of time. Because that's the way games work now, apparently. The good
hashtag
news.
paywall.
The good news, though, is that that kind of didn't fly. And before the game was officially released, they did take out the microtransactions.
'Cause Disney
The,
stomped on them.
Yeah, the rumor is kind of that Disney was behind the scenes, like, hey, don't do that shit.
Like, actually,
Like,
it's
back
no
the fuck
longer a
off.
rumor. It's no longer a rumor. They actually confirmed that the CEO of Disney called the CEO of EA.
Oh, well, there you go. So, so there's that, and Battlefront 2 got lackluster reviews anyway. So,
And you're not even
Apparently-
mentioning the investigations by 2 foreign governments.
3 now.
oh, I didn't know
3?
about
Who
that.
joined it.
The UK.
Oh, yes. Come on, EU, screw them over.
Okay.
So, yeah, the EU and the UK are both, 2 countries in the EU and the UK are both looking at.
Let me put it this way: isn't the main body of the EU actually in Belgium or is it in France?
I don't remember.
Either
So-
way, if one EU country is going investigating this, and if it comes out that they think they consider it gambling, you can bet your damn straight that most of the EU countries will do the same thing.
Probably.
Even do it as one of those whole body EU things, regulatory things. So I think a lot of foreign stuff goes through the EU anyway. Like, isn't there a big thing about like trading? Like the EU controls trade with the international groups.
Yes, with, yes. Within the EU. They don't control anybody else.
Oh, they don't control things coming into the EU at all.
Like, they control things within the EU. What part
Like
of
I
that do you not get?
said, I hate to say I told you so, and everyone was like, "Oh no, this will be the game changer. This will be the one that saves the franchise. This will be the one that this will be the best fucking game ever made by EA ever." That's like saying, "Yeah, here's a game called Dirt by EA. It'll be the best fucking thing ever. Just fucking play our game at this point."
Don't even let the EA touch my Dirt series.
I mean, hey, EA came out with Assassin's Creed Origins, which was a highly rated game. So,
No,
Damn.
ma'am,
No,
they
that
did
was-
not.
That was Ubisoft.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
whoops, my bad.
Ubisoft for once.
they both kind of run together in my mind, but whatever.
They're
So
both pretty bad companies, but
Origins was amazing, madam.
Okay, so Origins for console was fantastic, but their DRM scheme for PC is horrendous.
Have they
Holy
not gotten
crap.
rid of it yet?
No, it's still running 2 DRM layers, and everybody you
That's
could have
every
a
Assassin's
beast
Creed game.
computer. No, not currently. No, they don't. But they don't all use VM Protect now. This one uses Denuvo and VM Protect on top of Denuvo.
Is kind of stupid.
So, yeah.
Wasn't
so
there
like
some kind of
technically 3 or 4, depending on if you bought it through Steam or you play separately. So,
Wasn't there some kind of weird glitch that caused it where hitting a certain button changes his hairstyle?
I don't know. I'm still on Unity. I haven't played Origins yet, so
First
Origins
of all, why
are-
are you playing
I-
Unity?
because I'm playing all of them.
Just skip
Any-
that.
So my point is that it might be a good game, but they need to figure out. They need to pick one DRM scheme and stick with it, because picking 2 big ones has negatively affected a lot of people's gameplay.
Or,
So-
just remove it entirely, because DRM is mostly ineffective after the first week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know,
News of the I'll be
well,
damned.
Yep. Okay. So that's the big news this week was the Disney and Battlefront 2.
The other news this week, or Ember, what else you got?
Oh, I was also going to mention, since we won't be back for another
yes.
Nerd Stalking for the rest of the month, I'll probably go ahead and mention that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is coming out near the end of
I
November,
forgot about that.
which I am super excited for because I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan. And also, Xenoblade Chronicles is coming out at the very beginning of next month
on the Switch,
on the Switch.
I
which-
still need to finish the
Fantastic.
first one.
I need to convince Lapsus to buy it so that I can play it.
I actually need to try and I have Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I have literally not made it far at all.
Yeah, I've
Hmm.
never even looked at it. So
You should
It
totally
looks
play
like
the
it's gonna be
original.
fun.
It's really good. The
Yeah.
first one.
I'll check out.
I just
I'll check out
don't
too.
like the voice acting. The voice acting is horrendously bad in it.
It's bad at parts. There's some really good parts though.
I'm sorry, but Shulk talks like this the entire game.
That's because he's an Australian, probably.
I'm really feeling it. Okay, Shulk, we get it.
All
Take
right,
it down
buddy,
a goddamn
wanker.
notch. All right, Shulk, take it down there a notch.
All right. And that's.
Grind time.
I was also
Couple
going to
other
mention.
things, real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, you go.
Oh, well, I was gonna segue to what's your name now? Hazel's segment, but if you got something else, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, real quick, couple announcements. One is that My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, the movie, will be available on digital December 21st, as well as on Blu-ray and DVD January 9th. That said, we're giving everybody a two-week block, maybe. Basically, we're giving you 2 weeks after it comes out to digital to watch it, and then we're going to discuss when we're going to stream it. And then at that point, it's every pony for themselves.
No more spoilers. No more spoilers.
Yeah, like if
No
you
more
haven't
is
seen it,
first.
yeah, if you haven't seen it by that point, then fuck it. We are going to try to stream it. Don't really have a set time yet. However, I will say that the Nerds Talking My Little Pony movie special will probably be the same day that we end up streaming it here.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
probably on a Saturday.
We'll stream it that Saturday. We'll do like a little introduction to it, starring anybody that wants to join. And then that night we'll do the Nerds Talking video.
I could probably stream it twice that day. Once when I wake up, then once just for the Falcon episode.
That could do it.
All right.
Also, next week, we're not going to have a traditional Nerds Talking episode. However, Ember and I do invite you guys, if you have nothing to do that Black Saturday.
Something like that, yeah.
That's racist. What
I
about
don't
all the
know.
other colors?
I mean, they have Black Friday, so I don't know. I didn't know what to call it. The Saturday after Thanksgiving is
Oh,
the
it's
point.
Saturday.
It's
No,
just
it's
called
blue
Saturday.
It's Blue Saturday because all the bruises.
Yeah.
It's
If
Death
you have
Saturday
nothing to
from
do-
all the death.
If you have nothing to do that night, Ember and I will be playing Minecraft for an hour or two. Hazel is invited as well, as is Cat, but Cat's being a snob.
Might have lightning.
Lightning might join us. Phaser maybe. But anybody else that's watching, you guys are more than welcome to join us as well. And we will be streaming that here just for shits and giggles. All right, Ember, I'm going to let you do your segue.
Okay, so
In 3,
as far as news
2.
goes, I was going to talk about, or bring up Sun and Moon that just came out. But Hazel is going to do.
Yeah.
It
So-
is Game of the Week with Cat and Dusk. Dusk. Oh, shit, your name's not Dusk anymore.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
Hey,
I don't do this pony thing anymore. I'm a fairy. Come on now.
I
Anyway,
have-
that's not the point.
Fucked up, sir.
she is short and she is proud.
So I'm gonna open up with Ultra Sun and Moon because they're definitely the definitive versions of Sun and Moon so far. I've only put about 5 hours into Ultra Moon so far, but
Hey.
the differences in the story so far, it improves on just about everything that was already there. But I kind of wish they had done the same kind of route that Black and White 2 did, where it's a completely different story, because now I'm going through the same story again with slightly different elements, and I've already done this story twice because I played Sun and Moon. So
If I can say one thing on
Sure.
that, I mean, that's almost always been the case. You have Yellow, which is just the first game, but slightly different. You have
You know, that's
Crystal,
my
second
argument,
series,
too.
slightly different. Emerald, third series, slightly different. So on and so forth, until Black and White 2, basically. And that's, I think, the only outlier in this. I'm
okay,
missing something.
but this is the first
Never-
time they've done both sides of it.
Yeah.
Never
that's true.
forget the great.
slightly different.
Never forget the greatest sequel. The greatest sequel of all time. Z.
This Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon ended up being basically what we thought was going to be Pokemon Stars. In other words.
Well,
And-
it's my understanding that Pokemon Stars.
Pokemon
is still a
Pluto.
thing. It's my understanding that Pokemon Stars is still a thing, but it's going to be the Switch version.
That's what we
They're
hear.
they are working on the Switch thing. That Game Freak is officially done with the 3DS. So that's it. This is the last Pokemon title for the 3DS, and this is the last year the 3DS is being supported as well. So the end of 2018 is its end of life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Hashtag
they
It's had a good
officially
run.
announced it. The Switch is its predecessor now officially for mobile titles. So we're gonna see all of the titles that would be going on the 3DS starting to migrate to the Switch, and the new Pokemon game is going to the Switch. That's already been confirmed.
Biggest-
We know that.
The biggest surprise came, which we'll discuss this more in the movies segment as well, but they also announced that Detective Pikachu has been canceled for the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh,
And is going to be a Switch title now.
Yep. Like I said, they're everything's done for the 3DS basically, Pokemon wise.
I mean, it was already a thing on the 3DS in Japan.
But they're not localizing it.
Yeah, they're getting the
I'm surprised there's
localization.
still fan patches.
I mean, the fans will do what they do. We completely own the 3DS. Like, we patched the boot ROM so they can't update us out of our hacks now. Like, I can safely update to a new firmware because I'm patched at the boot ROM level. They can't, that's part of the reason why they're moving away from it, because we have permanent hacks now. We can install whatever we want on the 3DS. We can put Linux on it if we wanted to.
Because the ultimate goal of all Linux users
Why
is
you would
Linux
want
on
to,
everything.
who the hell knows, but yeah, you
Let's put Linux on our toasters, everybody!
God!
Linux-based
Oh
toasters!
God!
I laughed,
saw-
she laughed, the toaster laughed, I shot the toaster, we all had a great time.
I actually saw a fucking comment. It was about Skyrim that's now on the Switch and how they're making a big deal about how it's on the Switch now. And someone commented saying, "Coming in 2018, Skyrim for the toaster." And that's what Cat reminded me of.
I love everybody who's complaining about like Doom's performance on the Switch, but everybody seems to forget that like this is a mobile console. You can pick it up, take it with you, and can you like, you know, I don't know.
The biggest complaint
30 FPS 720p sounds fine.
The biggest complaint I've seen is everyone has said Sonic Forces sucks on the Switch because the frame rate drops like phenomenal. Like when you have it portable, it's amazing. It's great. The controls are there. But when you put it on console version, the quality of it drops like a fucking rock.
That's a common thing among a lot of Switch games.
Yeah, I found that using the Switch in portable mode is a lot better, and for most games that I've played, including Breath of the Wild.
I'll say,
I mean, considering that we've only got a couple of games here for the Switch that's here.
I'll say Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey is from what I understand the only really major game on that really is
doesn't
better
have any issues.
A dock than anything else.
Pops really well on the TV, and it looks good on this.
The reason you know why it was optimized for docked mode.
Motion controls.
Because the motion controls they require you to use them. Well, they recommend that you use the Joy-Con separately, which means you couldn't use it in portable mode anyway with the regular control scheme. So,
I mean, there is alternative options.
I said you don't. You can, but you don't want to.
They don't even tell you about those, honestly. From last I saw.
I'm playing right now. I've been playing LA Noire, and I'm actually really impressed. It feels like a whole new game. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a PlayStation 2 port. And I want to say I'm really impressed with that because they overhauled the graphics and everything, and they overhauled the controls. And, like, it works better on the Switch, I think, than it did on the PS2.
LA Noire was never on the PS2. It was a PS3 game.
Title.
Was it PS3?
Yeah,
yes.
Was PS3.
Well, still, you could tell that they definitely overhauled the graphics and they overhauled the controls, and they just made it feel more natural.
They made it feel more.
They made it feel more.
Yeah, you can see every single pixel on their lying fucking faces.
Actually, you can. Like, I was able to do an interrogation going, okay, this bitch be lying.
Everything looks straight, but that one pixel's out of whack.
Okay, I completely believe your story. Oh, no, wait. The pixel on your left cheek indicates that you might be lying. But in all seriousness, I said portable mode, I'll agree. The Switch is great as a portable device. Docked, I think my Switch has spent most of its life as a portable device than it has a docked.
I'm honestly surprised they were able to do what they did with the Switch. I honestly thought that the portable part was just going to suck ass. I mean, so curiously, for the battery inside of the device,
that thing does.
What's going to happen when it starts to die? Yeah.
Do what?
Like what? So batteries degrade. They start being able to lose the ability to properly hold a charge. So what's going to happen?
You just replace it.
That'll take years, though.
Is it replaceable?
Yeah, it's okay. There are 4 screws on them. Well, 5 screws on the Nintendo Switch, and it comes apart. So like, you just take it out and replace it, or you can send it in or whatever.
Some of these things are really not meant to be taken apart. So the Switch
is repairable, and that is one of the good things about it that I feel anyway, because like Lapsus has had a screen so there's a bug on the Switch right now where if you leave it in sleep mode when it gets below 50% battery on some models of the Switch, when you power it back on and charge it, the screen will alternate between half and full brightness constantly, and you'll have lines up and down the screen. So you have to replace the screen module at that point. And so we had to replace the screen module in it, which was somewhat cheap, but it was a relatively easy repair to make. And yeah, you could just turn it into a console at that point, since it does have a dock and everything. But the whole purpose is that we take this Switch around the house, and while we're cooking, we play games. While we're doing other shit. We play games, you know. So
Nintendo commercial.
it's true though. Like I'm actually rather impressed because whenever I first got to see a Switch at BronyCon in person, I was like, there's no way it's that good. And then Feld let me use his, and I was instantly in love with it. There was just nothing, it was.
Now,
it's an experience.
And another thing for the Switch is, has Skyrim for the Switch come out yet?
Yes, it's out.
Yes.
How was that performing?
I mean,
I don't know what that laugh is for. It's actually performing pretty well.
It performs all right. It's Skyrim. It's creation engine. It's not the most technically demanding game out there.
If you thought the loading screens for the PS3 took long, dear God.
It depends on what version of the game you have. If you have a proper micro SD card, it loads pretty fast.
And honestly, we could talk about the Switch for this, but I think the more interesting thing that's apparently either has come out or is coming out very soon is Skyrim VR.
No, I'm good. I do VR, and VR is just not meh. It's meh.
Because what's more interactive than teleporting around Skyrim, waving your sword about, and accidentally hitting people?
Don't get me wrong. I love me a good Skyrim. I love Skyrim. It's my favorite Elder Scrolls game. I'm just sick of it because they keep releasing it, and it's like
it's a 2011 game that is here in 2016.
Come on,
it's like
coming in 2026. Skyrim for your toaster.
Anyway,
first of all, 2017.
Anyway, so here we are. We have an Oculus here. Laps just bought one in Norway, and he brought it back here. So I'm of course we're gonna see about getting Fallout VR or Skyrim VR, depending on who's gonna play what more. And I'll report back if we do get it, because I wanna experience that before I make too many comments about it, because my experiences with the Oculus thus far, with most of the games that are VR compatible and whatnot, or VR games in period, have not been that great. So, shrugged.
From what I understand, the Oculus is really bad with stuff like motion sickness and.
I don't have any issues with motion sickness. That's not the issue I have. No, we're just missing a third lighthouse, so we don't have the full room. The full room scaling isn't as good as what the Vive can do, which sucks.
Yeah. If I get any VR, that's what I'm probably going to get as a Vive over an Oculus.
Yep.
What I was gonna say is, I'm sick and tired of Skyrim getting re-released and re-released and re-released. I want Elder Scrolls 7. I think is what we're up to now.
Why would they do that when they have Elder Scrolls Online? It's going to become
is it
the
6?
Online 6.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. I want Elder Scrolls 6 so bad.
Well, online this thing, I doubt it'll ever happen.
Just waiting for Obsidian Fallout 4.
You do know Elder Scrolls Online is not run by Bethesda, right? You do know that it's a completely different beast?
Whoa.
Whoa, mind blown.
Wait, you didn't know that?
It's developed by ZeniMax? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not part of it's not even, like, Bethesda doesn't even consider it part of the actual Elder Scrolls canon. So the story that's going on to it means fuck all to Bethesda.
They're kind of shitty. ZeniMax.
Dude, they made up their own shit in Morrowind just for the Morrowind expansion. Like, they made crap up. Now, granted, Morrowind looks amazing in it. It's great that it's back and everything. But at the same time, Bethesda's like, yeah, no, that's not, that never fucking happened. The Elder Scrolls Online means fuck nothing to us.
Can I just say that the company that makes it, ZeniMax Online Studios, which was founded in 2007 by ZeniMax Media, didn't make a game until 2014. What was it doing until then?
Jerking off to other games and thinking, oh god, that'll be us someday.
wait a minute. ZeniMax is, but
Whoa.
I'm very confused here because it's ZeniMax is Bethesda's parent company, so why wouldn't Bethesda care about why wouldn't they care about what's going on in The Elder Scrolls Online?
They don't. It's just not their story. They don't care. It's not. They're not considering it canon.
All right, I guess.
Also, I just learned that Jerry Bruckheimer owns ZeniMax. For those who don't
Google
know,
everybody. The magic of Google.
For those who don't know who Jerry Bruckheimer is, he is the creator or the writer and director of the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
Whoa, really?
Wait, what?
Can you because Robert A. Altman is the current CEO of ZeniMax.
Right, and Jerry Bruckheimer is part of the board of directors. Thus one of the owners.
Sort of, but
ZeniMax.com/about.
ZeniMax was founded in May 1999 by Bethesda Softworks founder Chris Weaver and Robert A. Altman.
From the looks of things, the only good thing
Robert Trump is on. Oh boy! All right.
Well,
Sorry.
now I hate it more. Hooray! All right, so now we're gonna move on before I say something that'll get us arrested. So movies with nerdy Temmz. I dropped the fucking ball this week, guys. I'm sorry, this was my bad. I was gonna do a review of Justice League. I had everything ready. I had everything set. I was totally ready to do a review of it, but there's one slight problem. I forgot to go see it.
That's kind of an important step there.
Yeah, that's step one. How did you do step two before doing step one?
Well, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do this week? I'm gonna do fucking Justice League, and I'm gonna tear that thing a new one because I know I'm gonna fucking hate it because fuck it, it's goddamn DCEO or DCEU.
I guess you'll just have to do the trailer.
The only thing they've done good so far is Wonder Woman. Fuck you, Suicide Squad.
Was Suicide Squad bad?
Yeah.
No, actually, Suicide Squad was okay.
It was all right.
But it had my favorite band in it.
It wasn't like
for a movie where they had to supposedly didn't they have to re-record a lot of it because they didn't think it was good enough?
They didn't think it was funny enough. They were worried that Deadpool was going to outdo it in terms of funny. Well, they weren't wrong.
I didn't actually see it, but I know that 21 Pilots has a song in it. That makes it right in my book.
Yeah, you compete with Deadpool with something that is like Deadpool, not something that is not Deadpool.
Have you read the Suicide Squad comics? It's actually usually pretty fucking funny stuff. With the exception of one storyline that was really weird where Deadshot wore the Joker's face. Shit got weird in that comic.
Shit gets weird in most comics. Superman turns into a tree.
Wait, what?
Batman uses anti-shark repellents.
Right. Anyway, so what should I talk about that I've seen?
I don't know. Did you see Dunkirk?
Pokemon I Choose You was pretty
Dunkirk
good.
was pretty fantastic.
I never saw Dunkirk.
Yeah.
We discussed this last week.
Do you know what he did? Last week he did a top 5 movies of the summer, and Dunkirk wasn't even on it.
Oh gosh.
Right, because as discussed, I didn't watch Dunkirk.
For shame.
For the record, I haven't seen it either.
For
You
shame.
both should see it. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
I'm going to go see Coco next week.
Since we're in the topic of Pokemon I Choose You is pretty good. You should go see that if you get a chance. Or catch it when it comes on Cartoon Network here in a couple weeks.
Is that supposed to be some kind of reboot?
It is not a reboot. What it is it's a complete retelling of the first 3 episodes of the show. And then they throw in random like little things from like they do the Charmander episode. They do a little bit of Pokemon the first movie. And what they do is they basically, after a while, Ash meets these two kids, not Brock and Misty. I don't even remember their names. That's what pisses me off.
But Brock is my favorite part.
He meets these two new kids. We'll just call them Christina and Steve. Basically, Christina, and Steve decide that they're going to go on a quest to hunt down the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh. And
The Santa
from
Pokemon.
there, no,
No.
Ho-Oh, Ho-Oh, not Ho-Ho.
The Santa
Yeah.
Pokemon. If I was still there right now, I'd give you such a slap. It'd be just
It would have been totally worth it.
fucking wow.
But they decide to go on this quest, and Ash gets possessed by Marshadow. And basically from there, the shit hits the fan.
Did I miss something? I don't know anything about that.
That is what the movie was. Is that it
the
was Ash
Marshadow. What
deciding-
the heck is that?
Marshadow is an adorable little ball of shadow and death.
Let's see.
Ember, since you've got the stream up, go ahead and pull up a picture of Marshadow.
Okay,
Also,
hold on.
I mean, how does it compare to something like that thing they did where it was a good few years back where they kind of retold the first series but made it more close to how the game went.
You mean Generations?
Yes.
Or
I
no,
like-
Origins.
Origins. I liked Origins. I really liked Origins.
Origins was good, and don't get me wrong. This was good too. Like, this was like really good. There is one little spoiler I want to give in it that's got a lot of people talking and freaking the absolute fuck out.
Is it a tie-in?
There is a scene in there that has a lot of people questioning everything they've ever known about Pokemon. By the way, that's Marshadow on the screen.
Why is it banned?
Because you can't use it in tournaments because it's OP as fuck. But basically, there's a scene in that movie that has a lot of people thinking, what the hell is Nintendo smoking? Pikachu talks.
Yeah.
For the first time in the history of Pokemon, without subtitles,
Pikachu.
speaks. What?
Detective Pikachu, doesn't he speak in that?
Well, no, I mean like in the first time in like the series or movies or whatever you want to call it. Now, like I said, this goes back to the addition of all the Pokemon. They say their names. They go Pikachu, and Bulbasaur and Charmander and all that shit. They say their names, but at one point, Ash says, "Pikachu, why won't you get in your ball?" To which Pikachu responds, talking in human, "Because I want to stay with you." When I saw this in theaters, the audience lost it. Like, the entire audience, even the kids were going, "What? Pikachu's talking! What the fuck?" Like, just freaking the hell out. And apparently our theater wasn't the only one, because there are theaters all over the nation that are posting pictures or videos online of audiences freaking out to Pikachu talking. I did some research, and apparently Pikachu's voiceover is still the same girl that's been doing it for 20 years.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Ikaku Utani, I think is her name. Iku Utani. I don't know how to say Japanese names, so I'm just gonna say Iku Otani. She not only does Pikachu's little Pikachus, but she also learned English so that she could speak the English words that Pikachu speaks. Her native tongue is Japanese, and she has never been able to speak proper English until this year.
I should hope that it's Japanese. I mean, it'd be very weird if her native language was Siberian.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying this is an accomplishment, dude. That she actually learned English to speak in this movie. So everybody give everybody give that bitch a hand.
You had it about right.
Whatever.
It's
Iku
it's
Utani.
Ikue Utani.
Ikue Utani. So this is her first time in any movie ever speaking English. And you cannot, and before you say it, no, you cannot count her saying Pikachu as English because that's actually the Japanese name for the rat as well. For the shock mouse. I called him Rodent in Ultra Sun and Moon when I caught him. I just called him Rodent.
I have Ash's Pikachu in mine right now.
How did you get Ash's Pikachu?
From the event.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
In Ultra Sun and Moon, there's an event?
No, in Sun and Moon. And then I used PKSM to transfer it over.
Oh. See, I have Pokebank.
Yeah, but I don't really feel like waiting for them to update it, because, yeah. So I just transferred the one that I have over. I have like 3 of them.
I need one. I need one for scientific reasons.
Fair. Sure, I can give you one if you want.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Oh.
After the show, we'll hook that shit up.
Yep.
But so anyway, that's my review of Pokemon I Choose You. Definitely see it when you get a minute, or when you get a chance. Be it pirating, be it you buy the DVD that's coming out in a couple weeks, or you say fuck it and you watch the Disney. Think Disney XD is the one that's doing the premiere of the movie. But just if your theater is showing it, go see it. Get it. Just please go see this. It was really good, and to me, this was probably the best Pokemon movie they've ever done. I am saying that, by the way. This is the best Pokemon movie ever made. They've done how many Pokemon movies? They've done at least 15.
It's got to be way more than 15. I stopped watching at 10.
It's 15, I think. The last one.
They also
was
stopped making them after a while.
No, they still made them. They're still making them. There's another one in production. The last one was Hoopa the last one was Volcanion and something about the little robot Pokemon thing. And then the next one is going to be tied into Sun and Moon.
Okay, according to Wikipedia, there has been 20, including the I Choose You movie that just came out.
Oh, 20.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, 20, because this was the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, the first movie, is why this
and
was
the
released.
last one before this was not Hoopa. That was the one before the last one.
No, that's what I was saying. That's why I corrected myself and said it was Volcanion and the Legend of the Robot thing. Which I actually watched that one. It was meh. The best part of it is that Volcanion's an asshole. Which, by the way, that seems to be a running thing in this, is that all legendary Pokemon are assholes.
What about Lugia?
Lugia was still a dick.
Was he?
He was sass talk. Are you kidding me?
Is Lugia in the new movie you were talking about?
No, he does not make an appearance. But in Pokemon 2000, Lugia sass talked the shit out of them for a while. But anyway, that's about all the time we have for this week. Unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about, you got 2 minutes. No one? Okay. So, like I said, that's about all the time we've got. I guess me and Hazel are going to trade some Pokemon for a minute. And then if you want to stick around, we might play some Minecraft.
Sounds like a plan.
I leave that entirely up to Ember, what she wants to do. Hazel, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to stick around, we might stream this shit, except for the trading, because I don't know how to do that. So anyway, that's all the time we have for this episode. We will see you guys in December. We're taking a week off next week from this show. And yeah, that's it. Hang out, hug a brony. Peace out, motherfuckers. As I used to say, get off my cloud.